But it greatly displeased Jonah, and he became angry. And he prayed to the Lord and said, "Please, Lord, was not this what I said while I was still in my own country? Therefore, in order to forestall this, I fled to Tarsus. For I know and I knew that thou art a gracious and compassionate God, slow to anger and abundant in loving kindness, and one who relents concerning calamity. Therefore now, O Lord, please take my life from me, for death is better to me than life." And the Lord said, "Do you have good reason to be angry?" Then Jonah went out from the city and sat east of it. There he made a shelter for himself and sat under it in the shade until he could see what would happen in the city. So the Lord God appointed a plant, and it grew up over Jonah to be a shade over his head, to deliver him from his discomfort. And Jonah was extremely happy about the plant, but God appointed a worm when dawn came the next day, and it attacked the plant, and it withered. And it came about when the sun came up that God appointed a scorching east wind, and the sun beat down on Jonah's head, so that he became faint and begged with all his soul to die, saying, "Death is better to me than life." Then God said to Jonah, "Do you have good reason to be angry about the plant?" And he said, "I have good reason to be angry, even to death." Then the Lord said, "You had compassion on the plant for which you did not work, and which you did not cause to grow, which came up overnight and perished overnight. And should I not have compassion on Nineveh, the great city, in which there are more than 120,000 persons who do not know the difference between their right and their left hand, as well as many animals?" Jonah 4, 1 through 11. God's way with us. What we see in God's way with Nineveh is a parable of God's way with human history. His way with sinful people, His way with us. Compassion moves God to put up with things a while longer for the sake of His people. God puts up with loose ends, with hardness of people's hearts, with worlds full of wrongness, all ways to give people a chance to come back to it. Listen, compassion is the power not to foreclose on the future. God's compassionate patience is also the answer to our personal impatience. We should not give up too quickly on our troubled marriage. We should not give up too quickly on our troubled children. We should not give up too quickly on our troubled selves. The conclusion of the matter is that God gives us grace to emulate His patience. He gives us a choice. Listen. Will we be the Jonahs of the world who demands instant and violent solutions to our problems? Or will we let God take His time and let Him show us in His way that we do not have to foreclose on the future? Let Him show us that it can get to be all right tomorrow, even though everything seems incredibly wrong today. When He does, He will make it feel all right with us beginning today, even if we have to wait for the rest.